my name is Daniela Adriansons, and I am a fusion belly dance performer and instructor. And currently I'm living in St. Petersburg, Florida, but in a month I'll be moving to Delray Beach, Florida. And I have a troupe. Their name is Fleur de Lis Dance Company. And that's about it.
Okay. Hi, Daniela. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great. It's so good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. Thanks for coming. Okay. How long have you been dancing?
I've been dancing over 8 years now.
And what style did you start with?
I started with Egyptian, classical, traditional belly dancing. It was a birthday present when I was 18 from my mother. Yes.
That's very nice. Does your mother belly dance as well?
She is an adamant Zumba teacher and dancer, so she loves to dance, but belly dancing isn't really her thing, more Latin stuff.
Oh, interesting, interesting. And what is your main form of studying dance right now? How do you study dance?
Wherever and whoever I can get my hands on, I try and study a little bit of everything, some flamenco, some hip-hop, I like going back into the traditional Egyptian stuff. So just traveling, if I'm teaching workshops and I can take some workshops too, then I just really try and continue my education because it's important.
Okay, and who are your mentors and why?
I would say the first two people that pop up into my mind are my first belly dance teacher. Her name was Raina Milliman. And recently I wrote an article about her in Yalla last year because she passed away. But she was a huge inspiration to many women in the West Palm Beach area. And she was my first teacher, so she's the one who I can thank for bringing this into my life. And second person I would say is Bojanka, because I've been studying and training with her for many years, and she's like a mentor, like my sister. So she's really been somebody who's been helpful throughout my dancing and has been just an inspiration to watch, and I love her. She's awesome.
Okay, great. Can you tell us a little bit, tell us about your workshops at Tribal Fest 2011. You're doing Jazzy Vintage Fusion on Wednesday, May 18th, 2011. And what is Jazzy Vintage Fusion?
Good question. Most people probably think it has to do with jazz dancing, but it doesn't really have to do with anything as far as jazz. It's more about the music. I'm really inspired by old sounding music, stuff from like Ella Fitzgerald, even to newer stuff like Michael Bublé. I'm kind of in love with him, so that kind of style of music has really inspired me to do some belly dance movement to it.
And did you develop this style?
No. Like tons of people have been dancing this kind of stuff. Like I would say the Indigo, you can see some Mira Betts, Jill Parker, Frederique. A lot of San Francisco dancers have also taken kind of old school vintage and jazz music and incorporated it into their dancing. So it's not just me, but I might have a little bit of a different take on it.
Okay, and then what was the first song that inspired you to go into like the jazzy fusion?
Well, I've always liked jazz music. My grandpa was a jazz musician, and one of my first songs that I performed to was a remix of Summertime from the Nitty Gritty Band. So it was an all-instrumental version, and that was one of my first performances.
How beautiful. I like that song too. Okay, can we incorporate what we learned from your workshop into all styles of jazz?
Absolutely. Everything you can learn, you can incorporate. In my opinion. I mean, you always learn something to add to and make it your own kind of a thing. So I'll be teaching some combinations to different songs so you can get like different tastes of the jazzy fusion stuff.
Oh, okay, great. And then how long have you been performing the jazz style?
Probably a couple years, maybe 3 or 4, yeah, around that time.
Okay, do you find certain audiences or venues more responsive to this style than others?
Probably an older audience because they like the music. I usually have when I perform to Michael Bublé, I usually have like grandmas coming up to me. Oh, I love that.
And so, where do you suggest that people perform? Like, where are your favorite places to perform this style?
Well, it's definitely more accepted, I think, or more appropriate in kind of a stage type of setting, stage or theater, or like a belly dance show. I wouldn't necessarily go perform it in a restaurant because most people might not, be open-minded about it. But definitely like a theater or a style show.
Oh, okay. And you did say you've seen other dancers performing this style, and so with the jazz type music as well? Because I know, is it kind of like tribal fusion, but then just with the jazz music? Is that what it is?
Yeah, exactly. So just taking like the belly dance movements that we use in tribal fusion and cabaret dancing, and just putting it to jazz sounding instruments or like kind of vintagey music. So a lot of other dancers incorporate kind of Balkan style as well.
Okay. And then during your workshop, do you give us ideas of costuming as well?
Yes, we will have a little discussion about it.
Ooh, good.